paradoxical intervention as a way to solve the conflict. Throughout the years, public opinion polls have shown that over 80% of the Israeli public wants peace. The reality shows that the public keeps electing people who are not promoting peace. The main reason is an emotional barrier that is based on fear, hatred, and despair, which leads to indifference that even results in avoiding the voting process altogether. After conducting thorough scientific research for 4 years, we reached the conclusion that the Israeli public is emotionally addicted to the conflict and has developed a feeling of victimization. We constructed emotional, paradoxical messages which show the public their addiction to the conflict, and as a result, the public was faced with essential questions regarding the conflict in a rational way and set aside the negative feelings that had led them so far. The scientific research was conducted by the IDC Herzliya in collaboration with Tel Aviv University. A representative sample of 415 subjects was divided into an identity group and a control group. These people watched 108 online videos, which repeated in random order for a period of a few weeks. Here is an example of one of the 108 videos the people watched. During the study, each participant filled in 9 questionnaires. Out of the participants, 59% were right-wing, 23% were left-wing, and 18% were in the center. The results astonished the researchers. Here are some of the results from the research. 32% of the right-wing participants expressed hope for a future with the Palestinians. 33% of the right-wing participants understand that Israel has a greater ability than it realizes to end the conflict. 25% of the right-wing participants think that Israel isn't doing enough to try and solve the conflict. 29% of the right-wing participants support an Israeli evacuation of some settlements and outposts in the West Bank. 14% of the right-wing participants are willing to compromise in regards to Jerusalem. The scientific research proved that it is possible to change the Israeli stance towards peace, including the right-wing public. If we wish to motivate the Israeli government to act for peace, we must conduct a mega peace project that will include mass media. Who are we? We are an American fund founded thanks to the generosity of Mr. Leonard Cohen and are a recognized fund for tax deduction 501c3. The Trust's executive director is Yitzhak Frankenthal, who lost his 19-and-a-half-year-old son during his army service when he fell in combat against the Hamas. President Obama commended Yitzhak for his work during one of his State of the Union addresses.
But I'm convinced that the majority of Israelis and Palestinians would rather look to the future than be trapped in the past. We see that spirit in the Israeli father whose son was killed by Hamas, who helped start an organization that brought together Israelis and Palestinians who had lost loved ones. That father said, "I gradually realized that the only hope for progress was to recognize the face of the conflict."
We do not wish to engage the question of which is the best political solution for peace, but wish to raise public awareness of the issue of peace and to propel the public to show its support of peacemaking efforts, such as the Saudi and the Arab League's initiative, in the public sphere. We will only succeed if we act simultaneously in both Israel and Palestine, but it is clear to us that we need to invest much more on the Israeli side. Feelings are central in preventing a solution to the conflict. If we can tone down the feelings, we can allow the public to see the possibilities for effectively resolving the conflict. This project will also influence people who have thus far avoided voting for the Knesset to go and cast their votes on Election Day, which will increase the odds of forming a government that will promote peace. Come and assist us in making this a national project, both in Israel and in Palestine. Thank you.